Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be doing a art review. And when I finish with those disclaimers, I'm going to tell you what art product we'll be reviewing this time. Of course, before I get started, I do have my disclaimers to get out of the way. I live near a major highway here in the country of Belize, so you will hear those motor vehicles in my background. Where I live, there's also a lot of wild birds. You'll hear them crying, chirping, and calling in the background. And finally, I have dogs. I have dogs, my neighbors have dogs. So if anyone comes in this neighborhood, you will hear those dogs start barking. And with that, I get back to my regular scheduled program. Okay, and there's also somewhat of a fourth disclaimer. I kind of have the fan on because it's like super hot right now. So yeah, let's get to that art supply I promised to review. Today, I'll be looking at the Koh-I-Noor Tritone. Let me out one of these lights to kind of reduce the glare. There you go. And yeah, I've had this for a while now. Now, if you saw the video where I did that room tour, you would have seen this on display, and I haven't really talked about it. I have had it in my possession for a while. Have been working with it. When I open it, you will see not all the markers are still brand new. Not all the markers now. Not all the color pencils is still brand new. But yeah, let me tell you a little bit about this product. The Koh-I-Noor Tritone colored pencils are made in the Czech Republic. Now, this brand, Koh-I-Noor, make a variety of art and stationery supplies. So you will not only find colored pencils with their logo name branded on it. There is other stationery supplies that you will find. So don't be surprised if you see it maybe on markers or on pens. Okay, this Tritone pencils, they have multi-lead design. Okay, so they're multi-lead, and before we go in, it comes in a metal tin. I don't know what is it with colored pencil companies. They love their metal tins. And it's not hinged on. It just covers it. Now this is the 24 set. I think it's a 23 plus 1 if I'm not mistaken. 23 color pencils with the 24th being the colorless blender. And you can see it's a small little boy, means I use it a lot. Each of them have its multi-colored lead, and I'll give you guys a close-up of what I'm looking at. It's a multi-colored lead, and these are leads that are made with a combination of analogous and contrasting colors. Now let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, so these pencils advertise that they are blendable. They advertise that they're artist grade. And I've seen these come in a 12 set and a 24 set. This is a 24 set. I've not seen it higher than a 24 set. And also I've seen promotional sets with 6 pencils in them. However, there is some pencils that are a bit smaller than these and are a bit chunkier than these that comes in a 4, 6, 12, and 24 set, and they're more marketed towards kids and student artists. However, even though it's made by the same company, I am not sure if it is the same pencil because, like I said, it's a bit shorter and chunkier, but I'm not sure if it's the same type of lead that those pencils have. I have this one, and these are of round barrel designed, and as you can see, and I think I should give you a close-up, but anyway, here we go. It's a round barrel design, and on the pencil it has like a number, which is 186, all the way down here towards its tip, 186, and each pencil has a different number. No, not actually. Some of them have 186, while others has 225, 226, 226, 196. I am not sure if this is some kind of manufacturing number to say that these pencils were manufactured at different time or on different line. It does have the barcode and the ISBN number, I think, or the IBSN number here. It has the color name here. It does say Czech Republic, and then it has 3 indicating strips to indicate that the color that makes up this lead. And this one is called Poppy, and the color apparently that makes up this lead here is like a red, an orange, and a gold or yellow orange color, and it has like a gold cap. The blender pencil here is kind of like the smallest thing here. It is so small because I use it a lot when I was doing practice session with these pencils. Like I said, I've had them for some time, and yeah, I used it a lot. Am I impressed with it? Not really. It just reminds me of a normal blending pencil. It does assist with the blending of these pencils, but all in all, yeah. So now let's dig into the meat of these pencils, okay? Okay, let's look at those swatches. I would have put a reference picture somewhere up here to show you what those swatches look like. And as you can see, even though the tip is multicolored, the swatch does try as much as possible to represent those colors. But I would say colors like daffodil, desert yellow, marigold, citrus flamed, poppy, blush. The one thing I'm going to talk about is that this set has 2 violets, and the 2 violets have the same exact color. Summer sky, sorry, ocean, twilight, meadow, forest, rainforest, earth, metal. Those colors doesn't seem to have any kind of transition into blend, but everything else does. And you can notice I mentioned almost 2/3 of the colors that was here, because you know, when it comes to flamed, Spanish night, evening storm, twilight, tropical, tiger, volcano, those seem to have transition between the multicolor leads versus the other color I mentioned earlier. Just saying, that's my impression of it. I did buy these, so I can make an honest opinion about them without having to feel that I have insulted anyone. But all in all, I do like working with these. The one thing I should also say is that when I was doing my research, it did not say if these are wax-based, wax-based, water-soluble, or oil-based colored pencils. But I would believe that they are wax-based coloring pencils for the mere fact that the blender here is a wax-based blender. So I'm basing it solely on that because the blender is a wax-based blender, kind of like the Caran d'Ache blender doesn't also blend oil-based pencils, but we're not thinking about that. These are mostly wax-based pencils, and I also think that they're wax-based pencils because they're very cost-effective. Okay, so let me get off that tangent. We have already discussed what we have here. You've seen the swatches, and as you can see, I'm all pre-drawn up, pre-lined up. Beautiful little illustration here. I've been doing a lot of prompt challenge for the past few months. And one of the prompt challenge that I've been doing is I've been working on my backgrounds and compositions. So I've had about 8 pages of the sketchbook dedicated to only backgrounds and compositions. And one of the ones that I have here is a house in the forest, voila, that I drew. And I've already chose my colors that I want to do with it via thumbnailing. So let me stop my blabbering and get to the coloring, okay? to bring the camera closer so you guys can see what I'm looking at, and so it's not that far away. One of the things that I've noticed when it comes to these pencils, especially this colorless blender, I realize why it's so short now. I hadn't used it for some months and I kind of forgotten why it's so short. The reason why it's so short is because it has like rocks in it. I thought, well, I probably already threw it away. There was like minute little rocks in it that when you try to do color blending, especially when I was here trying to blend here out, the rocks would scratch the paper. I don't know if it's actual rocks or just the hardening of the wax itself that has hardened in the lead of this colorless blender. But see, yeah, it has one right here now, and so I find myself digging it out or sharpening it so I could get rid of that hard. See, there's one right here right now. I'm trying to dig it out. Yeah, and what it caused, you can hear it, it caused it to scratch the paper. So I was battling with that, and probably that's the reason too why I barely use the colorless blender. And the other thing that I'm trying to do, it's no fault of these pencils, is that I'm trying to do this 60-30-10 rule, where I learned it from a friend of mine who's a fellow artist, and here in Belize, and she taught me about the 60-30-10 rule to try to make 60% of your piece one color, then 30%, and then you use 10% for highlights, which I did. I think I did it here, where 60% of this piece is actually green, 30% of it is actually blue, and then I use the orange for highlights, but I also have browns, but the browns is so minute it almost blends in with the orange. And that's about it. I hope you guys like my little forest. It's a house in the forest, and you can see when I drew this on the 12th of August. And yeah, I should put up some of these prompts. It's only like 8 prompts, so it's not a big amount of prompts that I'm doing for this challenge. So I'll see if I can put those up in this video so you guys can see the prompts if you want to follow along with me, or I'll link them in the description below, put them in the description below so you guys can follow along with me. It's not an August thing, it's not a weekly challenge, it's just me trying to be better at composition and background, and that's it. I'm using these background prompts to do it with. And with that, I'll say thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey, and as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.